What is up, you guys? Welcome to episode 28 of the Align and Grind podcast, and you guys are in for a treat today. Today's episode is all about getting unstuck and choosing your hard. I am going to share with you how to thrive during seasons where it feels like no progress is being made, and how to actively choose to level up and use those seasons to your advantage. By the end of today's chat, you are going to have a whole new mindset about these seasons that we all go through. And you are going to be ready to take control of your life and stop playing the victim. And you are going to be excited to come out even stronger on the other side of whatever season you are in. I know this because I have been doing these things myself. And as always, this is never me barking at you guys. It's just me saying, hey, come with me. I've been there. I understand what you're facing. And it's also me talking to myself. So feeling stuck can come in so many forms, and it looks a little different for everybody. So maybe it's your health, your finances, your relationships, your career, your faith, or maybe you are just not feeling stuck at all. And so this episode might not be for you. Come back another day. I hope you don't have to, but just in case, it'll be there. And feeling stuck is not a bad thing. And oftentimes we feel like we haven't gotten very far, but we look at our lives over the past 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and we do see the glow up, right? So just know that even if you feel stuck right now, you are still going up if you are showing up. You are still going up if you are showing up and not quitting on yourself. So think of every time in the past you have felt stuck and what it taught you or what it brought you to. You know, it's no different now. So the bar to success is always moving. So we all feel stuck sometimes, and this won't be the first time or the last, because you're always evolving and you're always growing, and it's always going to look a little different as you continuously want to get to that next level. And I was recently down on myself about my fitness challenges, wishing I had more women in them and wondering if I'm worthy of running them. You know, I don't run ads or anything, so that's probably a big reason why. But, you know, then I remembered how they started, you guys. They were literally little Microsoft Word documents with workouts typed out, and then oh my gosh, I had links to these hilarious YouTube playlist videos under each individual workout. And I looked at these the other day and I was cracking up, and I can't believe women bought them, right? But I was one chapter ahead, and so they trusted me, and it's the same for you. So, you know, I actually looked back to see how far my fitness challenges and brand has come, and I was like, whoa, you know, I have an app now, and I've helped so many women, and I can't believe I even thought about feeling unworthy even for a second, because look where I am now. But I had to start and be a beginner first. So another example is with our health and our bodies. You know, when we are building muscle or trying to make positive changes, we can't always see the progress right away. Wouldn't that be awesome, you know? Or we might have to walk around slightly heavier and uncomfortable to grow muscle, right? But then we get to showcase our hard work and our success. So it is a process, just like everything else in life. Sometimes you have to take 3 steps back to go 10 steps forward. And you guys know, sorry, my hair keeps sticking to my lip gloss today and it's driving me nuts. All right, so you guys know that I always try to keep it super real on here, minus the nerves I feel still coming on here every week, which are getting better and better, thank goodness. But I am currently working through a season of feeling slightly stuck. I gotta be real with y'all. I'm getting out of it, but I have felt stuck. And I kind of found myself playing the victim the other day. And look, I know that I'm not stuck. The momentum and the growth I am experiencing is undeniable on the inside in my inner world, but from the outside looking in, it doesn't always feel like I'm making progress, and I can get discouraged some days. So I am currently tying all loose ends from my former self and making peace with anything and everything from my past, while also trying to truly enjoy the present and the current chapter I'm in, and working hard to get to where I want to be. And I know some of you guys feel that way too. It's like you're saying bye to your former self. You're not quite where you want to be. You're like trying to climb out and get to the next level, and you're trying to enjoy it, but you're also dying to level up in all areas. Yeah, I know. It's a lot to juggle, and I'm being totally honest when I say that I have recently had a lot of personal challenges. And, I'm not playing the victim. I truly see challenges as musts. Like, literally, I know that when I'm being challenged, I'm going to the next level, because it's either face challenges and be confronted by things we need to change, or stay stuck. So if you are in a season of life where you feel like there is a light just beaming down on all of your weaknesses and you're being shown things you need to improve on, embrace it, because that is God guiding you to a new level. And deep down, you know it's happening for your good. And if you don't feel like it's happening for your good, you will after today. So I am in a season of climbing out of the stuck. I'm not my former self, but I'm also not where I want to be. And there is so much beauty and unknown and chaos and this crazy sense of peace, even though I'm longing for more. And some days are amazing, and some days I am down, and some days are a straight up roller coaster. But let me share with you how I am climbing to the next level so that I can help you with my journey. And that's all I try to do with this podcast. So step 1 to getting unstuck is to fully accept where you are right now in all areas of your life, and know that you are never going backward. So right now, fully accept where you are, every part of yourself, and know that you're never going backward again. From this moment on, you are going forward. It's only up from here. And so I don't know if you're at rock bottom, maybe you're not, maybe you're just having a little hiccup, but it's only up from there. It's only up from here. So make that decision with me right now. I don't mean that we just need to settle and be content with our lives and stop trying. I just mean to fully accept where you are and be self-aware and stop beating yourself up. It's time to shake it off and level up. Okay, number 2, we have to change how we view challenges. Over and over and over again, time and time again. We literally have to shift our mindsets around them. So how do we look at challenges in a way that doesn't make us feel defeated? Well, I'll share with you what's been working for me. So ask yourself, is this happening to me or for me? And think about a recent time in your life that was challenging. Even if it's right now, I guarantee the whole experience was actually a huge opportunity and blessing, because challenges open our eyes and minds to different ways of thinking, but we have to be open to it. So something good comes from every bad situation. I truly believe that, if you choose to look for it, but you have to choose. That's the key word. It's easy to play the victim and talk about how the world is such a bad place, but that is not true. We all have the option to see the good and find the silver lining in every circumstance. So yes, some days it's hard. Oh, it tastes like tar coming out of your mouth to express gratitude and speak positivity over your life when you just don't feel like it. But remember, we are choosing our hard today. All right, step 3 is identify the areas holding you back, and don't just make a plan to eliminate those things, but make a plan to replace those old habits with new ones that will get you to where you want to be. Look, you guys, I get it. Changing habits is freaking hard. You will go through suffering and brief periods of mourning your former self and your former ways, but think about the freedom on the other side. It will only be hard for a moment, and then you have a lifetime of freedom. And you have the rest of your life with these amazing new habits, because you went through the suck of replacing bad habits with good ones that will get you to where you want to be. So the gap between where you are and where you want to be is your habits and routines. I promise you, it's those small daily actions, not some grand gesture, right? So the only way out is through. I love that quote so much. The only way out is through. We have to choose to climb out and not stay stuck. There's that word again, choose. We have to choose it. Don't put off changing your life because it's hard, because everything is hard. Literally, being fit is hard, being unhealthy is hard, being rich is hard, being poor is hard, having relationships is hard, being lonely and not having relationships is also hard. Having debt is hard, but so is the guilt from spending money you don't have. Taking a risk is hard, but so is not taking a risk and wondering what if. So doing the hard things is hard. Would you believe it? But so is doing the easy things. So I tend to gravitate toward what I know I'm good at and avoid the rest. I know that's a weakness that I have. When I'm a beginner at something, I can be a little moody, right? I'm like snapping at people like, I know what I'm doing, even though I really don't. And, I like to only do things that I'm good at, and I like to avoid the rest. So I have to actively put things on my calendar to replace my comfort zones and challenge myself. And you can do the same. So, and here's me, I'm not yelling at you guys, but I am asking you questions that I ask myself. Are you sleeping in too much? Are you eating and drinking things that make you feel like crap? Are you watching too much TV? Are you procrastinating? Find new habits to replace those and just slowly add more good to your schedule instead. A lot of times we hear about what to remove and what to not do to be successful, but what if you just added more good things to your schedule slowly? So you can start small and stack some small wins. So maybe next week you focus on replacing one junk food snack with some hummus and veggies. This is so hard because I love protein bars and there's nothing wrong with them. I'm a flexible dieter, but I've gotten a little bit addicted to them and the sugar. And they don't keep me full as long. So I've been trying to replace my protein bars with a piece of avocado toast. Again, it's a small habit, but it feels like a win and my confidence goes up every single time. I'm like, yes, I had avocado toast instead of a protein bar. So maybe next week you focus on replacing one junk food snack with hummus, like I said, or maybe you watch 30 minutes less of Netflix to stretch or read a book. Maybe you save $5 a day on Starbucks, right, and make your coffee at home. I have no idea what holds you back or what you need to change, but you do. All right, another thing I do when I feel stuck and tired and unenergized is to find out what is draining my mental energy and ask myself, is this actually a priority? So for instance, maybe it's a tough conversation I need to have, or items on my to-do list, or those tedious, redundant things that we tend to procrastinate on, like the dreaded closet clean out. Come on, y'all. I know it's not just me. I either have to decide to get it done first and eat the frog, or I've been trying to just decide it's not a priority right now and give myself grace not to worry about it for the time being. Like, you guys, we are moving to Florida in 60 days. Cannot believe it. But I have a lot of cleaning and organizing that I need to do. But for the next few weeks, I just don't have the time. And so instead of allowing that to take up mental real estate in my mind, I'm like, you know what? It's going to be a little bit messy right now, a little bit of a hot mess, but my energy is going to go toward business and things I need to do first, and give myself a little bit of grace, and then I'll get to attack those things when the time is right. So either way, no matter what you decide, deciding will help you free up that mental real estate, and we only get so much. So sometimes we have a lot of background noise going on subconsciously in our minds, and we aren't even aware of it. Or sometimes we use it as an excuse. It's like, oh, I need to do X, Y, Z on my to-do list because it's way easier than going and doing something that's uncomfortable. So something I like to do, I'm a compulsive to-do list maker. It's a little ridiculous. Sticky notes on my phone, everything. So I like to pull out a list and just write all of the BS on my mind. And then once it's out on paper, I can be like, okay, check, 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 X, 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 right? This is clearly a priority and this is not. Then you can take action from there, and your brain is cleansed of all the garbage, and you have space to focus on the present moment, your dreams, and what you actually need to do. So some days I'm like, why do I feel so exhausted and stuck and not creative? And then I realize I just have a lot of junk going on in the background sometimes that I need to get rid of. So I either decide to face it head on or give myself grace to wait and focus. And that helps get me away from feeling stuck. Remember, I always say this, but action breeds confidence and action breeds anxiety. So if you're feeling anxious, just get up and take some action and just climb out of it. All right, my next tip to get unstuck is that you have to be an active participant in your life. Your life is not a spectator sport. We have to be the captain of our own ship. So instead of blaming, complaining, and justifying, we can come from a place of, hey, I know my external circumstances are not exactly where I want them to be, but I am equipped and able to show up and get better every single day, and it's only a matter of time until I'm there. And that is empowering. So lately, I have been trying to actively shift the conversation from what I don't have to what I do have. Negative conversations comes naturally. That's why people complain so much and say negative things, because it's relatable, right? The minute you say something negative or complain, everyone's like, oh yeah, me too, blah, blah, blah. It's easy to relate to people on a negative level, but what about on a positive level? Negative conversations drain us. They make us feel upset. They make us feel like we're lacking something. They make us feel like we got the short end of the stick, and we don't have time for this. You did not get the short end of the stick, I promise. And this is easier when you are alone or when you're with your closest friends, but what about when you're with family or different people? I have some people in my life that are straight up negative. I love them, but I'm like, oh my gosh, when I leave them, I just feel exhausted, or I feel stupid talking to them about all my mindset positivity that I love, right? And we all have noticed how a lot of times conversations go to a negative place. So I challenge you all, if you want the conversation to be more upbeat and positive, you may have to actively take charge of the conversation around your family and your friends. Be the thermostat, not the thermometer. Be the thermostat, not the thermometer. That means you are responsible for setting the energy in the room, not just adapting to it. So the more positivity you have in your life, even when you don't feel like speaking positively, the faster you will be unstuck and be in a completely different situation in a year from now. Another amazing way to pull yourself up out of a funk is to revisit your goals and visions. And I don't know about you guys, but there's something about pulling out my goals and my vision board when I'm feeling down. It just lights me back up. So, you can also change things up and spice up your life by adding a mini challenge or a mini goal from the month, like hitting 10,000 steps a day and drinking a gallon of water, or hitting the gym 3 to 5 days a week, or waking up 30 minutes earlier to have more time for yourself. Little things like this add up and go a long way. All right, guys, before we wrap up, here goes a rant, and here goes another pep talk, because I've needed a lot of pep talks lately, and I don't know, I just feel like you guys might too. So here we go. We have to remember to anticipate challenges and roadblocks always, but we also have to remember everything we have to be thankful for. So challenges and setbacks and trials are always going to happen, but it's about remembering everything going right and all we have to be thankful for in the midst of those times. Remember that we learn through failure and hard times. Even though they suck, they are a blessing in disguise, and they can't be avoided. Nobody can avoid it. So you can either choose your hard and choose your own failures, or life is going to serve it up for you. We have to let go of imposter syndrome, how we were raised, our past, what school we went to. Literally none of that matters. What matters is this moment forward and what you choose to do with it. That is how we get unstuck. So if you have an idea or a way to serve others, or something you want to do or create, everything you need to know is within you, or a Google click away. Honestly, YouTube University, right? There is nothing that can stop you. And this should jack you up. If you are feeling stuck and unenergized, that might mean it's time to just freaking go for it. Whatever is on your mind that you've been putting off. You have the gifts inside of you to create whatever it was that you were put here to create. A life without dreams or purpose is boring and unfulfilled, and if we are just comfortable, what are we living for? So how do you get unstuck? Choose something that forces you to level up and do better. So I'm going to leave you guys with a couple of quotes before I say goodbye. Nothing ever goes away until it teaches us what we need to know and learn. And that is so powerful, because you might be saying, why hasn't my situation changed? Why am I still struggling with this addiction or this pattern? And there's still something that you need to learn from it. Here's another quote. You're not stuck, you're just committed to certain patterns of behavior because they helped you in the past. Now those behaviors have become more harmful than helpful. The reason you can't move forward is because you keep applying an old formula to a new level in your life. Change the formula to get a different result. And I know we love habits and patterns and routines, and our brain likes to go where it's safe, but you just have to realize these patterns and behaviors are no longer serving me. So I have to change it up. Also remember, guys, the bigger the challenge, the bigger the growth opportunity. It is not always easy to rise above your circumstances. It is not easy to shift energies around you and control your environment. It is not easy to change the way you see and speak over your life. It is not easy feeling stuck, but we are never alone. We have God, we have each other. There are so many communities and ways to connect and go to events, and feeling stuck might not feel fun, but it is the foundation for you to launch up and get to the next level in your life. So I am actually going to an event this weekend at my church called Pink Impact. So if you're in the DFW area and you want to come, it's at Gateway Church in Southlake. It's called Pink Impact. And I just know that I need to get around some energy, some God, some amazing women and energy. So if you want to join me in your local in DFW, shoot me a DM on Instagram, or you can email me at alignandgrindpodcast@gmail.com, and I can get you set up to come with me. But I hope you all have the best week ever. Go out there and just be awesome, and I will talk to you next week. Bye, guys.